It sounded a bit like Yoda.
Sound like what?
Yoda?
What?
I'm not gonna try and do an impression of Yoda. That will just come out horribly.
That's terrible.
It's better than mine.
Sell out to Vodafone adverts, I will.
Can that not be our intro?
Yeah. Sure, why not? It's done. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of the Gamesforum podcast. I am your host, Rawgasm. This week we have the likes of Anders.
Hello.
And we also have Ride the Walrus.
Hello.
Yeah, this is a very different podcast to what we usually do. This is a solely single game related podcast, and this podcast we're going to mainly focus on Defiance, the hot new MMO console experience that everyone is talking about, which is us three.
We are.
Yeah,
we three are talking about it.
The hot MMO
I think we're the only ones who play it.
Yeah, the only ones that are talking about it.
Yeah, we are the three players in the servers.
Before we go into that, I will just want to explain something about this podcast. It isn't replacing the other podcast. We're still doing that one. This one is just kind of just one game related. The other one we talk about lots of things, lots of gaming news, but really this one is just solely based on Defiance, and maybe later on down the line we'll do something similar to this one as well.
So there will still be a good one this week.
Oh yeah, there will be at least one good one this week.
Yeah.
Right. Enough about that. Let's get on with Defiance then. It's a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an MMO.
Yeah. An MMO third-person shooter for consoles and for PC.
Which is a first.
Based on a live-action American TV show of the same name.
It's not based on it. It's just. Well, I don't think it's based on it. It's just a tie-in. Like they're both happening at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think one is based off the other. It's just they coexist, if you know.
Alright, so they're both canon in the same universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, put it that way. Well.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You play as something called an Arc Hunter.
Not to be confused with a Vault Hunter.
Yeah. What happens is your boss, Dr. Von Bach, creates something which you know what, I don't know what the story is.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I got halfway through it thinking I could pull this off, then I forgot, hold on. Does this thing destroy the world or save it? What does it do? I don't know. But
it is one of them.
Yeah, it does one of the two. This guy either will destroy the world or mend it.
Remake it.
He's kind of shown as a bit of a villain, so...
Yeah, well, this is kind of more of a first impressions at the moment, because I don't think we've got terribly far in the game yet. We haven't had it for long, so...
We've only been playing for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so.
that's it.
Yeah. But no, it's set in a post-apocalyptic world. Something destroyed it, and Dr. Von Gogh apparently proclaims he has the cure for it, or the fix for it. Something called an arc core, which is in several different pieces, and you've got to go around the world scavenger hunting for it, really. And, yeah.
I know that part of the universe is set between, I think, an alien race coming down and sort of trying to coexist with humans type thing. Yeah, like, there's different alien races that coexist on this Earth with humans now. And
they're trying to get along, but obviously they've got differences in that, so it kind of all falls apart in the end. So
I think the backstory is that like 30 years ago or so, an alien race invaded the Earth and destroyed everything, and there's still wreckage of ships in the atmosphere that's falling down occasionally, which is referred to as an arcfall. Yeah.
I just kind of think of them as those things which fall on the floor and everyone gathers around and shoots for some reason.
The red things on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing I will notice about Defiance is the way it's structured. Like you can always go on just the main missions and that, but there are just plenty of side missions to do, and all this stuff. Like you got not only have you got side missions, you've also got time trials on like these little quad bikes you can get in the game. You've also got rampage shooters. You've also got hot shots and stuff like that. There's lots to do in it. I'll give it that. There's plenty to do.
It's a lot of fun.
Well,
there's also, of course, the PvP, which is pretty standard third-person deathmatch, which at the time only has 2 maps, which is a problem.
Yeah. One thing I will actually say about the PvP maps is I don't like how they've just kind of made us go to one area and don't change any of it, because like you could be driving along and then suddenly you're fused with the enemies which are there at all times. You know, like there's always fixed enemies there, and they don't move out the way in the multiplayer maps. They just stay there.
That's different from that's the Shadow War you're talking about.
Oh,
which is different from Deathmatch.
I don't think I've done death matches yet.
Well, death matches you have separate maps.
Oh, right. Okay, good.
The Shadow War is kind of like a battlefield style. Capture the points.
Shadow War is capture the flag. Well, no, not
capture the point.
Territories. Yeah. Territories game where go around, capture points, and then move out.
Which can get up to 64 versus 64, I think.
Yeah, I think I got around 30 versus 30 in my first Shadow War game.
Yeah, so did I think.
One of the things that annoys me about the Shadow Wars and the death matches is that as soon as the match is over, it just kind of spawns you out of it, and you need to go back into the queue.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
It doesn't actually.
They should have some sort of like
you can't auto queue
some sort of option where you just keep going into them, because most of the time I end up joining them like when they're nearly over anyway, and then I've got to do it all over again in a different match.
Yeah,
that's fun. Well, the thing about the Shadow Wars is it's happening in the game world, if you know.
Yeah.
So everyone can see the people fighting, if that makes sense, and you can choose to join it if you want to.
I think that's one of the best things about Defiance. The whole you can either opt in or opt out. It doesn't really matter. You still get a reward out of it. Like Arcfall is a prime example where something like a big event happens on the stage. You can either just watch people do it, or you can be a part of it. And you know, there's lots of stuff going on during these Arcfall missions. Like one Arcfall is a big area is in danger, and like all these pieces keep flying down from the sky, and out come these little things called hell bugs. And after you defeat a certain amount of waves, you'll find like this really big one that you have to destroy, and that's when shit really starts to get going down.
Well, some of the Arcfalls you clear one area and you have to drive to another area.
Yeah,
to do several minor Arcfalls to get one, what they call major Arcfall.
Yeah. And the actual event, I'm really, you know, at first I was like, oh my god, what the hell is this? Like, the first Arcfall mission I did, I joined in, then we went to this other place, and then there was like this big massive mound, kind of just hellbug, and then these 3 faces came out of it and just started roaring at you. Shoot them down, then there's like this flying bug creature came out, and you had to kill that. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, the Arcfalls are pretty fun. And people just join randomly. People drive from all over the world to go do an arcfall, and there's usually like 30 or 40, maybe 50 people in one big arcfall.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. You just see your minimap covered in purple dots.
Yeah.
I once drove my car, around the arcfall like I did with you two the other week.
Oh yeah.
But I managed to get about another 3 people doing it.
Speaking of cars, there's also a driving mechanic in the game. I don't like it. I really don't like it.
Well, you prefer to walk?
I don't prefer to walk. It's just the driving mechanic in the game is, ugh. It's just, ugh.
Are you just saying that because you've got a bad car?
Yeah. What car do you have?
Probably. I have like the second quad bike you get in the game. It's probably the reason why. It's just, it feels like it clings on to everything, and there's not a lot of traction to it. If you get what I mean.
My one's pimping.
Well, yeah, yours is an actual car.
Both me and Adam have the mandatory product placement, which is a Dodge Charger, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I got that, really.
Didn't you pre-order it?
I didn't pre-order it, but I sort of got it on release still, but I don't know.
Oh, yours is red and mine's orange, and there's a black one.
I'll take the black one, and we'll all be
good. You have to do like a shitload of pursuits. Which, should we talk about pursuits?
Yeah, because the game has a really weird leveling system, and to be honest, I don't quite get it myself, to be honest.
I don't think anyone gets it.
All I know is you gain, your level is depending on something called ego, and with ego, you unlock various things like new weapon slots, new loadouts, new perk slots, all this and that, and like certain abilities as well. Like I don't know, if every secondary explosion kill gains you more respawn time or something, something like that.
It's complicated. All of the perks.
It's fun, but your ego rating, how it goes up, you have an experience meter. Every time you level that up, it goes up by 10.
About 10.
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, give or take. No, it goes up by 10. Then with all the little side missions, they all accumulate to something called a pursuit, which is a list of goals you do. Once you've done the pursuit, you get a certain amount of points from that pursuit, which is also given to your ego meter. Is that right? I think that should be right. Yeah.
Yeah, you get experience every time you complete a pursuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also that.
Yeah. Also that. Well, pursuits are those like, goals, as you said. So it's like there's vehicle ones and enemy class ones and special weapon class things like. Well, the one I'm trying to get now is to kill 5,000 enemies with a sniper rifle, which is gonna take a long time.
Yeah.
I think I'm around 500 at this point.
Yeah, I always use a sniper.
Yeah. What weapons do you usually use?
Well, I normally have one of the assault rifles, which has I think it has burn on it, which is pretty useful. And then I have this one, a sniper, which I think has poison or something. And then one of those
poison, acidy kind of thing.
And then one of those grenades, which kind of like makes the floor go all like weird, and when people step in it, they walk slowly, and they have like big balls for legs.
I usually just
taken
use
the wrong way.
I use an assault rifle and a sniper rifle.
My current what I found is you know the lock boxes you can get.
Yeah. They don't make a lot of sense to me.
Well, you over time you collect something, script, which is in-game currency. You collect a certain amount, and like doing stuff like Arcfall or Shadow War, doing something more outside of just solo-based missions and that, you get this other resource which I can't remember the name of, and you can use that
key codes.
Yeah, that. You use these codes and script to buy something called lock boxes, which give you a certain amount of items. And one of the items I found was a a rare shotgun which does poison damage.
Huh.
It's really like most MMOs, it goes like white text is common, green is uncommon, blue is rare.
There's purple.
There's purple, which I believe is like epic, and then there's orange, which is the one I got.
Orange is even better than
purple. Orange is like legendary or something. And I managed to find this in my first lockbox.
Well, I just really got crap in mine, I think.
Really happy.
I got like a weapon upgrade and a crap shield or something.
Yeah.
I was really confused about the weapon upgrade when I first got it.
Yeah, you have to go into a special menu and click down.
Yeah, go in a special menu, then...
It's kind of complicated.
Then you have, like, you can put a perk on, but it has to be the right perk for it. That's what I'm miffed about.
Yeah.
Like, you could buy, like, loads of weapon perks for a certain weapon, then either find out that it's not the right weapon, your weapon can't be modded, or that's the wrong perk for that weapon.
Am I the only one who took a little too long to discover that there was a second menu in the menu? You press start and you get your character menu, and then you have to pull the left trigger to get your ego menu, which is matchmaking and social stuff.
I can proudly say I found that pretty quickly.
It took me about 4 or 5 hours, maybe.
What else is there to discuss? Oh yeah, one thing with the side missions, do you guys do them at all?
Yeah, I've done a lot of side missions.
They're all the same. They are all the same.
A lot of them are really similar.
Like, the general skeleton of the structure is basically you go to one place, you collect 3 of this one thing, then every time you collect one of them, another wave of enemies come in. Then you either fight them or run away.
And to collect these items, you have to... Anytime you interact with something, you have to hold the X button for like 5 seconds. And if one enemy hits you one time during those 5 seconds, you have to restart it. Which is kind of annoying from time to time. Which, when you desperately need ammo, and you can't get it because someone is shooting at you. One thing we should say is that there's no armor in this game.
Yeah, well, there is. But,
the shield.
The
not
shield,
really,
yeah, but not really on. Yeah, I will say this now, actually. I believe someone on the Gamesforum thread said they didn't like that there wasn't enough customization between characters, like in armor and outfits and that.
Yeah.
And I will admit that that is true, but it also doesn't help that in-game they don't really bother to load up anyone's character image unless you're like in a party with them or something. They won't bother. So it's always a default guy. So
if you stand next to someone for like 15 seconds and just stare at them, they might load.
Yeah.
Maybe. But if you do an arc fall where there's like 30 people,
there's 30 people all running about at the same time.
Everyone will look exactly the same. Which is kind of crap. Well, the thing is, instead of normal MMOs where you get armor upgrades as you level up, you just get skins every now and then.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you get new outfits, which do not do anything at all.
And hats.
They look pretty.
There's hats.
I like my hat. My hat just literally says law on it.
Should say raw.
It should say raw. It should say.
Otherwise,
it would be a perfect 10 out of 10 if it had the word raw written on a hat.
I think I have gas mask at the moment. And I think I'm pretty sure I look just like Adam.
Yeah, you do.
You have the same hair, the same outfit.
I think everyone really just looks the same in it. So,
I look nothing like you guys.
Oh, because you're an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
We can talk a little about the character customization, I guess. You can choose between 2 races, basically. It's human and one of the alien races.
Can't remember the name.
I think it's called Irathian or something like that.
Yeah, Irath Zefarian, I think.
Oh, no, man.
Yeah. It starts with an I.
Yeah.
And from there you can choose between 4 character types, I guess, which is outlaw.
Yeah.
And, well,
they're not really types though.
No, it's basically just cosmetic.
Yeah. They all look pretty dull anyway, and you'll probably find something better along the line. So
they have different faces.
Well, you can customize their hairstyles and different facial expressions and all that, which is fine on its own, but it's not.
You can get face tattoos.
Yeah, you can.
Which is cool.
But yeah, as I said, it's not that great of a face.
I wasn't very pleased with the whole hers. You don't seem very good. You either have like one extreme and like dreadlocks or something really basic and just like short back and sides.
Yeah. I guess that's all we can really explain on it, really. There is the co-op missions, actually.
Yeah.
Have you done any of those?
Yeah, I've done 2 of them at the moment, I think.
I've done one of them. I think it was called, like, Explosions 101.
Yeah, that's the second one.
Yeah, that's the second one. I haven't done the first one yet. But...
That's called Liberate the Lost.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. We could talk about the enemy types. There are like 5 or 6 different enemy classes, or like enemy types in the game.
I haven't gotten very far. I only know about 3 different like races.
Oh, really?
Like there's the mutant ones. There's obviously the Hellbug. Then there was the Raiders, and that's all I know so far. I'm pretty sure there's plenty more out there because I haven't gotten very far in the game.
Yeah. Well, as you get further, they start having shields, which is annoying.
Oh, I know about the Raiders. I know about they have shields and that. Like
they don't. The 99ers have shields. Those bastards.
Mhm.
What level are you, or ego rating?
I can't remember. I think it was around the 250 mark, I think.
Yeah.
About there.
Adam.
I could be wrong. Could be a lot less. But it's somewhere around 200, 250.
I think mine's still at about 350 or something. I haven't really been on it.
Well, I'm like 520 or something.
Yeah, you've taken the mantle.
I'm the biggest nerd.
You are the ringleader of the Bikemites of Mars. Bikemites from Mars, yeah. That's the guild name. Yeah, that's the guild name we've chosen for it. So
if anyone wants to join, just let us know.
Mm-hmm. It's great, but then again, there are no bikes in this game.
No, well, there are ATVs, which doesn't really count, but...
ATV mice from Mars.
It doesn't quite have the same thing to it.
It doesn't.
No. Do you guys recommend it, to be honest?
I do. Just the concept on its own, like the whole third-person MMO shooter for consoles, that alone is a good enough excuse to just buy the game. I'll admit, maybe not at full price, maybe not at £40, $60, but maybe a bit less. I actually got it for a little bit less, because there was a deal on Amazon for it for £32, which I definitely felt like I got my money's worth out of it.
Well, in Norway it cost the equivalent of about £50, yes, which is because Norway is expensive as shit.
Mm-hmm. But would you still recommend it?
I would, actually. It's an MMO on a console, which is a first, for me at least.
Well, MMO shooter on a console. There have been other MMOs on consoles.
I guess there was a Final Fantasy game.
There was Fantasy Star, which is pretty good.
What?
Huh?
Well, no. Well, all in all, I would say it is fun, especially if you have friends to play with, which makes it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should take some questions. I see we have some questions in.
Yeah, let's do questions.
Gamesforum thread.
Would you like to read them out?
Well, sure. A persistent Lutush is asking, is this replacing the normal podcast? Which obviously it's not.
We are not replacing the normal podcast. I think this is just a little side thing we'll do every now and then, but this isn't going to be on a schedule at all. So.
He also asks, is it worth getting with Destiny soon to come out?
Well,
well, how far out is Destiny at this point?
Destiny...
It's next year, isn't it?
Hasn't got a release date for it. I'm just having a look at it quickly on the Wikipedia page. Respectively. Apparently it's going to be released around the end of the year, to be honest.
Huh. So if you only have enough money to get one game for the rest of the year, you might want to save your money for Destiny. But if you have a disposable income, you should probably pick up Defiance.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like Defiance is going to stay at this price by the time Destiny's out. I'm probably sure Defiance will go down in price pretty quickly. Well, relatively quickly anyway.
It already started, so yeah.
It's already gone down in price. I'm pretty sure it'll be £20 by, I don't know, August, which is nowhere near Destiny's time out. So it's good enough for the meantime.
I think the price of the game might depend on how well the show does.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a question that anyone's asked us in particular, but around launch I saw a lot of questions on the internet if there's a subscription fee, which there is not.
There is not, no.
It's a one-time purchase.
Mm-hmm.
There is microtransactions, though, of course.
Yeah. Well, every free MMO has to have microtransactions, otherwise they just don't get anything out of it.
Another question from Persistent Lutush is, what type of enemies are there? I feel like we
had a brief
slightly over this. Yeah. There are about
one, but I can't remember all of them.
Yeah. There are about 6 or 7 enemy types with different classes and such.
Yeah.
He also wants to know how hard it is.
Which,
if you're playing by yourself, it's actually pretty hard.
I'm not sure. I think the difficulty lies in its multiplayer. When the single player just kind of feels slightly. There's a bit of pressure on you at times, but nothing too drastic in it.
It's not directly hard. It's just that you die a lot.
Yeah, and in the game you can pretty much self-revive yourself nearly all the time.
There's like a respawn on the self-revive countdown.
And
I have no idea how.
And if anything, like the price for respawning isn't that much anyway. So
it's 180 scrip, and when you get you don't really spend scrip at all. You can buy some guns, but most of them are not worth it.
Yeah, most of the best guns you'll get are the ones you find.
I think there's a question from Best Guy, which is the fact that it is Xbox 360 only servers make it less social? Do you expect it to die when people move to next-gen consoles and when Destiny comes out?
I think with Destiny, because it's going to be released Xbox 360, PS3 and PlayStation 4, I think everyone's just going to go for PlayStation 4 on it, really.
Well, hasn't it been announced for the next generation Xbox as well?
I think so, and I think it was announced on the Wii U as well, which is
really
surprising. Yeah, it's
surprising.
Well, I guess the Wii U is going to have the same build as the PS3 and Xbox 360 build, so it doesn't surprise me there. But yeah, I think it's just going to generally focus on next gen. So and then it just depends if everyone's really up for next gen.
Yeah. The question started with him asking if the fact that the servers were only Xbox 360 if it made the game less social. Which I guess in a way it does, because you can play with a mic so that everyone around you can hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But there is also a chat box, but it's hidden by the default. You can't really have the chat box on the screen.
I will admit, it doesn't really make much of an effort to make things a bit more social in it.
He also wants to know would you bother playing it if it had a subscription fee?
No.
I
wouldn't bother.
No, I don't think so. To be honest,
I'm not sure. Like, I rarely pay for subscriptions when it comes to MMOs anyway. Like, there are only very few MMOs I'll actually pay a subscription for, but with this one, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure.
No, I don't really think so.
Yeah, but I'm paying for a lot of subscription fees anyway for other games. I'm not sure if I want to add Defiance onto it, so I'd say no. I wouldn't have bothered playing it if it had a subscription.
No, I would. Well, most MMOs, I guess, come with a 30-day trial. I guess I would play that, and then...
Oh yeah, I definitely play that. So.
Yeah. Last question from West Guy is, do you even notice it's an MMO? As I can't imagine many people speak on consoles. It's hard enough having a game of Halo and finding someone who talks.
I think we just covered this question, didn't we?
Well, I have a different answer, because you do notice other players when you're, for example, doing a mission, and you go to a specific place, and someone else is doing the same mission. In other MMOs, you have to group with them, so to both, get the advantages of doing the quest. But in this one, if the objective is to, say, free 4 miners, which happens a lot.
Yeah.
If one player frees one of them, you also get that checked off on your mission. Other players can also revive you when you die.
Yeah,
that comes
really
in handy.
So, although half the people I revive don't pay me back by reviving me.
I noticed that. You can crawl. You can crawl up to their feet when you die, and you get to see if people really care.
The NPCs are horrible in that game. Like, I was doing this mission where I can hear myself.
Yeah, that's really annoying.
Stop it. But no, I was doing this mission, and it was basically these people had crash landed, and you had to free them and stuff like that, and you had to revive them. I revived them. Then the enemies came. They were a bit too much for me, so I fainted. But then the enemies just stood there, and obviously just staring at me.
Oh.
While the enemies are still rampaging about, it just stared at me. Didn't do anything, of course. But it's like, ha, you're dead. Hope you enjoy being dead.
Yeah. Going back to Persistent Lutush's question of how hard the game is, it's physically impossible to fail a mission.
Oh yeah, you cannot fail a mission.
So you just die a lot.
Yeah. Because the mission still stays ongoing, even if you log out, I've noticed. Like, I was doing a main mission, and my connection was being a bit iffy at that time, and then I had to restart my router, so I went off the game, did all this, and that. And then I went back on, and the mission stayed exactly in place. Like, nothing had changed, which was pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If anything, I feel like this game wants to be a single player, but maybe just kind of chickened out and say, oh, it's a MMO at the last second or something.
It is basically a single player game with multiplayer elements.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Well, I guess we should mention also that there's 5, I think, DLCs scheduled for release.
We're not done with questions yet.
Oh, really?
Hold on, I'll just get a couple of questions up. Scottish Hottie McBabe from Scotland says, Anders, is this Defiance a good game?
To this, I will say yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I actually asked on Facebook, and I got a couple of questions at it.
Really?
From my brother, actually. Dan Price says, is it better than Banjo-Kazooie?
No.
No.
Okay. Next question. Daniel Price again says, is it better than Doshin the Giant?
I never played it.
Probably. I will say.
I don't know. I've heard of Doshin the Giant, never played it. Okay. Dan Price asks, is this game better than Street Fighter the movie, the game? Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Next question. Dan Price, is this game better than Madden NFL 2004?
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna gamble.
I'm gonna say yes. Okay. Adam Vigils, is this game better than Echo the Dolphin?
No.
No, it isn't. Echo the Dolphin is the best game of all time, blatantly. Okay. Next question. Dan Price, is this game better than Doctor Who: The Adventure Games Blood of the Cybermen?
Well, that sounds like a game I want to play. Where do you get that?
The TARDIS, I guess. I don't know, to be honest, but
I'm gonna Google that.
And last question.
What was it called? Adventures of Doctor Who?
Doctor Who: The Adventure Games Blood of the Cybermen. Okay, last question of the night. Adam Vigils.
Yeah, really.
Is it better than Anders Ace?
No, definitely not. Nothing.
He has spoken.
Nothing is better.
There you have it. The official word is Anders is way better than Defiance. I think we can end that here.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
We'll end it on that note. I'd rather play with Anders than on Defiance.
Who wouldn't? Well, there's
and that's what they're going to do, guys.
Before we stop, the TV show.
Oh, yeah.
Defiance is currently both a game. Defiance is not as good as Anders, but it's also a TV show that's made by the Sci-Fi Network, or is it just called Sci-Fi?
Yeah, just Sci-Fi, I think.
Yeah, just Sci-Fi. Which, in my opinion, is actually a pretty good show.
Ooh.
Watch the two first episodes.
It seems really quite basic to me.
Well, it's pretty standard sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. I watched Defiance for 10 minutes and realized, I could be playing this right now. And then I went to play Defiance.
The TV show, I think, takes place around the same time of the game, but in a different part of America.
Yeah.
There's also characters from the TV show in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kat isn't she?
No, she's not in the TV show, but the Nolan person.
Yeah, there were two characters in the beginning cutscene which were in the TV series.
Yeah, they're the main characters of the TV series. Mm-hmm. But it made sound like the game is based off of the TV series, but I really don't think that's the case. They're both separate properties, I guess.
Well, they're both set in the same universe, but not the same thing. Like Final Fight is to Street Fighter, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, you know what those are.
No, I have no idea. But they're not as good as me, so obviously.
I don't know.
Anything else you want to add?
Anders' Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we'll end this podcast.
Do I get a trophy?
Or
do I just get to put Game of the Year on my box art?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
You do that, and then you'll get nothing else. It'll come with all the DLC.
I'll just cover myself like Batman.
Yeah, there's going to be a Batman skin.
What, really?
Yeah, you're gonna have a Batman skin.
Oh, I'm gonna have Batman. Yeah, it's in my closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the back.
In the Batcave.
It's a little small. I haven't worn it in 15 years.
It'd be something that Robin would wear, but obviously you're a bit bigger than Robin.
Adam can be Robin if he wants to.
Yay!
I'll be Batgirl.
And well, Alex is the host, so I guess you'll end it.
Yep. Yeah, that's it. This I presume is going to be uploaded before the other podcast, the main podcast.
Hopefully.
So yeah, tune in Friday or Saturday, depends what Dez's connection is like that day.
Depends how lazy he is.
Yeah, exactly that. He might not even put this podcast up for all we know. But yeah, we will at least get one podcast out of this week, ladies and gentlemen. So
at least one good one.
Yeah. All right. And we'll end it here. Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Is it over?
It is over now.
There we go.
It's over.